Today we're going to talk about a specific troubleshooting step you can take when you run into problems with Remote Desktop Manager hanging at the end of a remote desktop session. We'll focus on how to disable UDP usage, which can help resolve these types of issues. I'll walk you through how to do this within Remote Desktop Manager and by using the Windows registry. First, we'll go over disabling UDP usage for all sessions in Remote Desktop Manager. To do this, you need to run Remote Desktop Manager as an administrator. Once the application is open, go to the ribbon at the top and select Tools. Once you're on Tools, go to More Tools. Here, you'll get the option Local RDP Remote App Manager. Simply select this, execute it, and then here you'll have your UDP settings option here, which you can then proceed to click Disable on. So again, you need to be running Remote Desktop Manager as an administrator in order for this to happen. Otherwise, you'll just get an error message saying that it won't work. So right now I am running this as an admin, so it was really simple. I just had to click here and immediately it was disabled. Let's now cover how to disable UDP on a per session basis. This is useful if you want to disable UDP for a specific RDP entry. In Remote Desktop Manager, just make sure that RDP API hooking is enabled. You can do this by going to File, Settings, then you'll want to go to Entry Types, and then Sessions. And then once you're here, go to Remote Desktop. Then scroll down, and here we are on API hooking. Now here it is enabled, and usually it'll be by default enabled. However, it's very possible that it could be disabled. So just make sure before doing the following steps that this is enabled. Once that's done, we're going to go into the properties of an RDP entry. And here in the general section, we're going to go to the advanced tab right here. And you'll notice right away we have our little disable UDP transport option here, which we can then select yes for and save the option. So now the UDP is disabled only for this specific entry. Lastly, I'd like to go through how you can do this through the registry on the client workstation. This method is outside of Remote Desktop Manager and can be used if you prefer to manage settings at the Windows level. Once you've opened the registry editor, simply go to HKey, Local Machine, Software, Policies, Microsoft, Windows NT, Terminal Services, and then Client. Once you're under the Client folder, go ahead and add fclient disable UDP as written here, and then you're going to want to assign it a value of 1. Once all this is done, you've created your dword value and you've named it and assigned it a value of 1. This value will then instruct Windows to disable UDP for all RDP connections. And that's how you can disable UDP. If you have any further questions or you want more details, you can always consult the Devolutions documentation and knowledge base articles.